Hi Gemini, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Very happy to be here with you guys today. Let's go forward and let's find out what Archangel Michael and the Holy Spirit want you to know today. Gemini, Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, what do they need to know today? Spring. Lovely. Spring. Isn't that a beautiful card? So much fun. I love this deck. It's rather deep, but it's, you know, in its lesson kind of thing. And it takes a lot of wind out of me because I have to do a lot of talking. I don't know why I picked it for this round, but I did, and this is what we got. So I will read what spring means, the story behind it, because the magical hare, the wild hare, the magic cottage deck. It's the magical hare who's the main character that's actually reading, providing the narrative. Okay, let's get a major arcana to find out what is going to be dealing with the spring energy here. Archangel Michael. We have the Hierophant. Wow. Toto did not really care whether he was in Kansas or the land of Oz, so long as Dorothy was with him. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Trusting your own beliefs. Yes, the High Priestess. Your beliefs, your imagination. Your beliefs, imagination. Imagination is everything, really, in this whole game we're playing. Imagination is everything. If we're not using our imagination, imagining that we are a powerful being that we can't see and that we can't put our finger on, imagining that is our reality, that's our truth. So clarification, please. Page of Wands. Now, isn't that weird? I just did the Taurus reading, and it was the Page of Wands that clarified the Tower card. Very interesting. Huh. That's really cool. Okay, so let's get a wild unknown character or symbol. Let's find out. We have the Siren, number 18. The Siren. That's a siren. Isn't that like the, I don't know, the witch, I think. Something, siren is like about, is it about doom? I don't know. I have to read it. Okay, just a minute. Okay, get yourself together here. Spring. We're going to talk about spring first. One more. There we are. This is a beautiful book too. Okay. Spring. The days finally begin to lengthen as the sun rises higher in the clear blue lid above, warming the ground below as it bursts with a ganticus surge. These are the words he has. A ganticus surge of magical energy that brings life, hope, color, and joy to all and everything. It is a time where, however hard I try, however long the winter has been, however I may not wish to, I am gratefully filled with nature's own bursting energy too. Creatures wake from sleepy hibernation, sniff the fresh, cool air, rub their eyes, setting off from their nests and burrows to greet each other and spring itself. All is brighter, grass, shoots, and buds, a quite sestaculous, glistening green. Meadows are peppered each day with erupting wildflowers, rising from grasses swaying gently in the breeze. All is quite simply crumlush, painted by nature at its most infectious and energetic. Spring is one season simply impossible to ignore. I find every part of my being deliciously infected too, as if woken from my very own winter slumber. Energized to begin projects in and around the cottage. Ideas take root, bursting through the winter soil of my mind to reveal themselves as fresh, keen buds of possibility, desperate to grow and flower into any number of sestaculous new realities. Schemes, it sounds like the feminine Empress energy. Schemes and plans I may have briefly considered over winter now reveal themselves as actual possibilities in the spring. And further, I have the energy to devote to them. It truly is a magnificent time to shake off the old and embrace the new. This is a magical herb that is the first to flower here in spring. Where's the magical herb? This is a magical herb, first to flower in spring. I'm not sure. Okay. It's called cratewort, and during the early morning I will take my sickle and harvest clumps to dry and hang around the cottage to aid creativity during the rest of the year. Now I have no idea if this actually works, but I do believe that the process itself creates intention that more often than not leads to some kind of magical fruition. So manifesting with intention, right? Not just we don't just like throw words out there without really any emotional connection of intention to it. That's truly what I plan to experience. It's truly what I plan to do. Buds will flower, trees will burst with bloom. It's simply that we don't know the exact day or number. All in divine timing, right? All this is nature's secret and for her alone. All she desires is for you to be part of her magic, equally energized, focused, and optimistic, caught in the colorful energies that will breathe new life into your own plans, needs, and desires too. Surrender joyfully to spring. Let it excite, amaze, fulfill, and feed you. See things anew and feel its magical energy blossom from within. Welcome spring into your life at any time. Run with, embrace, and allow its energies to infect you. Then watch the magic happen. So if you've got Gemini as well on your birth chart in a major placement like Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, if it's not your Sun, Gemini, which it probably is if you're watching this, but it may not be. It could be your Moon and placement in the Moon position in your birth chart, or Venus, or your rising sign, or the ascending sign, it says. You might want to watch if Taurus is one of those, because I just did Taurus, and you might be interested in watching that because you get a fuller picture of what's happening in your life right now or in the coming weeks or whatever by watching your Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising planets, zodiacs, right? Your zodiacs, pardon me. So if Gemini is your Sun, you might have Taurus as a Moon, you might have Gemini again as your ascending, and maybe have Sagittarius as Venus, something like that. Whatever. So watch all those zodiac signs. Now there's some zodiac signs that I've just very recently decided I'm not going to do anymore because they barely get any views. And to me, my time could be spent more energetically on the people, on the zodiac signs that are actually watching. It makes me feel like I'm putting my time in for a good reason. And so it's like Aries, which is really weird because I'm a fire sign. I'm Sagittarius. There's Aries and there's Leo. Those two, they're not watching. It really is. I might get 2 or 3 views on a video, and to me that's a waste of time, right? So I can put that energy into like Gemini and Taurus and all the rest of the ones that are actually watching my videos. So saying that, I said that because if you do actually have Aries or Leo as one of your placements, then you're not going to see those anymore from me. Not until it starts showing me, proving to me in some way, like people are actually commenting saying, you know, I'm a Taurus, or not a Taurus, I'm an Aries, or I'm a Leo, and I don't see any zodiac. You know, I'd have to start seeing people showing an interest in it before I pick them back up again. Okay, so that was the hair. Let's find out what we've got about the 1718, the siren. What is the siren? There it is. Okay, the siren, awakened sensuality, absorption, and arousal. When it's in dark energy, it's wickedness, adultery, wreckage, betrayal, and insatiability. It says here, other iterations of the siren archetype include the nymph, the mermaid, and the fairy. They often come in sets of 3 as a trinity of temptation. That's where I've seen the dark energy as being the siren energy, like disruptive energy. The Temptress, yes, thank you, Stripes. Yeah, that's he agreed with me. The Temptress, the Seducer, and the Female Fatale. The siren calls, and the world spins. What we thought we wanted pales in comparison to the sweet allure of her song. We find ourselves lost in a spell of desire and longing, perhaps even lust. Whether the thing calling us to us is ultimately good or bad is somewhat irrelevant. It's the journey that matters, and the work of the siren is to take us on deep psychic descent. Following her song, we go down, 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 to a place where lessons are learned and courage must be rallied to find our way back to the dry land. Try as we might, resisting the call may not even be an option, unless the Odysseus, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. Yeah, the Odyssey, I don't know. The Odysseus, the Odyssey, we bind our hands to the mast of our ship. It's likely, though, that falling for her call is the only way we will come to live more fully on the surface. So being a risk taker to a practical degree, right? Being a risk taker. Following the call to, actually do something that it's been calling from deep inside of you for quite some time, or recently, whatever, and you're really feeling gung-ho about doing it, having the urge to do it. Listening to your inner wisdom, the Hierophant. Listening to your inner wisdom, which will be most, I would say, our inner wisdom most, because it's like any season. I mean, it's anything that has to do with seasons, right? The season where things are born. Things are, because seeds are planted. Seasons where things are planted and then born is usually in the spring season. So if there's something that has come up in your mind that you want to do and you've been feeling the urge to do it, or feeling compelled to do something different, like you're going to change jobs or go back to school instead of working, going back to school, or I don't know, maybe taking art classes or writing classes. As you're working, just like night class, whatever, you want to learn how to become a writer or write short stories or children's books or something like that. Maybe you just want to pursue your artistic endeavors and you've never really gone that route yet. You haven't put much stock in your own ability to be what you would say a worthy competitive in the artistic world, right? Because we always tell ourselves, oh, we're not as good as, I don't want people to see my stuff because I'm not anything like, well, you probably are, so you don't know until you find out, right? Let's find out. All right, so Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, lovely, thank you. The spring season is upon Gemini. Something is firing up in their mind that is intriguing them and they're feeling compelled and inspired to check it out. Check it out. At the very minimum, just to look into it without actually doing anything else. We've got Temperance. Beautiful. That's changed because it's 14. Adds up to a 5. She's in the balanced energy. You've got the angels with you, and they're trying to help you move towards your calling of the siren calling, because it's going to heal you in some way. It's going to have a healing energy with the 9 of Cups. Oh my goodness, right? 9 of Cups, indulged in, and it probably isn't overindulgent unless we've got something here. 5 of Pentacles. Well, let's see. Got this, and then that with the 6 of Wands. Now, I would say that you're not overindulgent. You want to indulge your creativity. You want to indulge your senses you know, indulge your senses in something that you want to experience, right? Taste, touch, see, hear, smell. Yeah, you want to indulge your senses. Five of Pentacles is like, these two people, there's the church, right? These two people are here, and they're kind of like under the ground, in hiding, in the water, which is weird, unless they're in a lake. As you know, it's only a two-dimensional card, right? But they're sleeping. I mean, they're relaxed. They're not all worried about not being able to be accepted. Because these two people might be, it's hard to say, but they might be females. And they may not be feeling accepted by their community. If you know what I'm saying. Okay, and then the Four of Wands, that's lovely. That's really lovely. That's community. That's twin flame even. But this is Six of Wands, victory and success. Four of Wands, that's more victory, that's celebration. And then a Five of Swords. Okay. But, you know, these two people are leaving because she's got their swords. They're leaving. But they're not dead. They can always go home and grab another sword if they need to. But she's got their swords. So she's done whatever she needed to do. And that's the way I like to look at this card. It's not necessarily about, it can be about sabotaging your efforts moving forward. But I also say it as, even if it does end up sabotaging your efforts moving forward, at least you're making an effort to move forward. You're doing what needs to be done, that you think needs to be done. The hangman energy, the world energy, the Nine of Wands energy, well, holy mamoki. And then we have the Three of Wands, prepared, Ace of Pentacles, beautiful, new beginning, Knight of Cups, lovely, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, a lot of cups suddenly. Then we have the Knight of Wands and the Moon. We don't need that. Nope, we do not need that, Gemini. Okay, so Temperance. There has to be a balance for you to go from what was you know, the ending of something because of the winter season before the spring. Something has been like in what do you call it, limbo, you know, where nothing's happening because it's gone dormant. Something's gone dormant. What's gone dormant, Gemini? What's gone dormant? That you're feeling that you have not been able to trust your own beliefs. But you're trusting your own beliefs because you know you're in the growing season now. You're in spring right now. You were in dormant, but you're in the spring. So you're ready. There was something that you had to wait. You had to wait, Gemini, before you could spring forward. And whatever it was, yesterday, a week ago, a month ago, 2-3 months ago, whatever, during that winter season for you, that's where you've been itching to do something, to be with someone, whatever. And you've had to wait. Maybe your person is in another relationship and you had to wait till they made up their mind about being with you. Maybe you had to wait for a company to put up a job posting that they're hiring. Maybe you had to wait to put your house up for sale. You know, usually the best time to put your house up for sale is in the spring. So there's something about, you know, you needing to do whatever it is that you need to do in order for you to be able to put the chapter of that particular part of your life behind you, the winter season behind you. So Temperance, that's finding balance, realizing that You've got this energy of healing offered to you through the angels. They're going to be walking with you side by side and in front of you, behind you, all around. Because there is a goal. There's something like selling your house that you want to pursue. It's going, because it's not about selling the house that's making you excited, even though it could. It's about where you're going after that, right? That's making you excited. And that's going to make you feel like you can indulge your senses. You can indulge yourself emotionally, feeling like something new, or being able to reach a milestone of some kind for yourself, that you're just going to feel really good. You're going to feel really good, basically what it boils down to. You're going to feel really good. And this energy here of the Five of Pentacles is that it could be a community that you're leaving behind because it doesn't suit you, it doesn't fit you anymore. So if you're selling your house, you might be moving to another community. You'd be either buying another house or just setting up in an apartment, whatever, but it's going to be the community that is going to excite you. And now it could be with an employer, it could be with an employer doing a job that's making you feel like that's what you're being called to do, with the siren. Yeah, because it's like for you, after leaving something that doesn't fit you anymore, the Five of Pentacles, it doesn't suit you anymore. It's not for you anymore. It doesn't fit you. It's not for you. It went dormant, and it's I've been there, done that. Not anymore. Done it. Done with it. Bye. Feeling like, moving forward is just going to bring in so many more opportunities for you, and you're just going to, you're just like you're looking at these opportunities, Gemini, as something like it's a precious metal, or a precious, like a stone, like a diamond, right? Like these opportunities, that what I can do, when I move here, what I can do when I work there, what I can do if I'm with this person instead of with that person, what I can do if I'm with somebody as opposed to being single, what I can do with what the things that we can do when we go on that cruise vacation. It is like you're looking at it and you're holding it and you're saying, I'm just so excited about this. Especially if you're selling a home, you're going to be able to put your money in however way you can use it to make something happen for you that you have been having to wait to do. And now you've gotten to that season where it's ripe for the taking now. And who wouldn't be happy about that, right? For once, that celebration about that's you again, doing whatever you've got to do to make it happen, even if, like I said, if you do take some sort of action and it doesn't work out. For example, if you get an offer on the house, someone wants to buy your house, they put an offer. Well, they lowball you, or they turn out to be kind of turds. And I'm a real estate agent. I know that sellers can be really really difficult to work with, but buyers, it's just like anything else. They want it all for very little, and so they oftentimes tick sellers off by lowball offers or demanding this, that, and the other thing. Before they'll sign on the dotted line, that kind of thing. The seller with their real estate agent, will consider it and say, is this really what you want? Is this worth it to you to hold off on this? If they maybe want $5,000 for them to, as a concession, so that they can replace the flooring in the living room, because maybe they don't like the color of it, they don't like the type of flooring it's in it, or it's maybe damaged. They want a $5,000 concession from you as a seller, and you're saying, no way, I'm not giving them $5,000. If they don't like the floor, they can look at another house, that kind of thing. Because you've got to take that off your bottom line, right? Anyways, that's the kind of idea, is that you may be given an opportunity or taken an action that doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. Well, you're going to learn from it, right? You're going to have this like, okay, things are going to have to, you know, I'm going to have a rethink, you know, stand on my head for a bit. I got to rethink because I need to see it from a different side, different perspective, someone else's possibly. And then you might be saying, okay, it didn't work with this buyer. And then another buyer comes along and they say the same thing, but they only ask for like a $3,000 concession, let's say. Or they ask for more, 7. And you're saying, you know, I've had time. And no other buyers come along. And it's kind of uncanny that I got 2 buyers that came along and they both asked for a concession with regard to replacing the flooring. Maybe I should give this a serious think, look at it from a different perspective, that if I say yes to it, we sell it, and in 45 days go to closing and I'm done. I can move on. I put the whole winter season behind me now. I'm definitely in spring season. So you see, the world energy comes along, says I'm closing it out. I'm actually going to a closing. That's with the house sale example, but put it to whatever works in your story. So the 9 of Wands comes along and says, you know what, this whole idea of pursuing or being in the spring season is like, you know, when you think about it, if you sell your house, you got to move. You got to move. It's very burdensome because you got to disconnect all your utilities. You got to let your tax offices know, you know, whatever. You've got to tell your landscaper that they're fired. Basically, they're fired. But you got to get utilities. You got to find a new place. You know, if you haven't already, you got to find a new place. Get your utilities. Blah 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 blah. List goes on. Anyways, it's very burdensome because whenever you put the end of something and start something brand new, it's like you're starting from scratch. You're at 0 mile and you've got miles to go, and you might be feeling a little overwhelmed by that, but you know what, you're doing it anyways. The 9 of Wands, you're just saying, yeah, it's going to take a lot to do this. I might have a lot of long nights. I might, you know, if you're working, getting a new job, I might, you know, trying to learn my new job. It's going to be overwhelming. It's going to be stressful. It's going to take a lot of my brain energy or my physical energy. Yes, I realize it's not going to be an easy path ahead of me, but it's what I want and I'm willing to do it. Okay? You're going to be preparing your mind and yourself for that movement forward, because you've got this divine offer of a brand new, like, rolling the red carpet out for you now, because you're determined to do it. You said you're going to follow your calling and the angels are with you, so you are doing it. You're saying, I'm doing it, even if it kills me, I'm going to do it. I've had a change of mind, a new perspective, so that I'm not so reticent towards the whole idea of having to work with somebody about this or do this when I never had to do that before, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. You're going to be walking down this red carpet that is offered to you. You can decide to take it or not. It's your free will, but it's a great big blessing of prosperity and abundance for you. Be prepared for a great big blessing of prosperity and abundance. The Knight of Cups, you're going to have things that are going to come towards you that are going to feel really good. You'll be adding to your shelves. You'll have to build another shelf to put some more cups on them, okay? Because this is like, now it's going to become a 10 of Cups thing for you. And 10 of Cups thing doesn't have to necessarily mean like actual family, like blood family or marriage family. It could just mean that you're happy in your new digs, your new house, your new place where you work, of employment, your new person you're with, whatever, okay? Page of Cups is like a new offer, another, like, I mean, you're just collecting cups after cups after cups. I mean, it's gotten to this point where you not only have a great big blessing of prosperity and abundance on your path. Oh my God. 3 of Wands, that's you. Be getting yourself ready, because you got a lot of good journeys, good steps to take going forward. With the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups to add to your 9, Another Page of Cups. So somebody's coming in with an offer that you're going to love. You're going to love. Could be a person, okay, that loves you, wants to, offer their cup to you. Could be. I'm not saying it's not, Gemini, but it's definitely another cup to put on your wall. And the Ace of Cups, again, it's another red carpet rolled out for you by the divine, because he said you were willing to go the extra mile to pursue, even though you were, heavy with burden here from making some action moves forward. Heavy with burden here. You still said, I'm pursuing. I'm going to continue to do this because this is what I want. So they said, prosperity and abundance for you then. And then they said, then in comes love. Love, like feeling like the universe is loving you up. The universe is loving you up. They're sending all sorts of things your way. The Knight of Cups, and the Page of Cups, and then the Ace of Cups. The universe is sending love your way. And love, this doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to. Love could be like you love what's going on in your life right now. You love what's happening. You love your new house. You love your new community. You love your new job. You love your new co-workers. You love. You love. Okay? It's like, it's prosperity and abundance and love coming your way, Gemini. Aren't you the lucky one? All because you're deciding that you're following your calling, and you had to wait until spring, your spring season, that the season that says you're ready now. You're ready. The soil it's enriched and ripe for you to put that seed in there now. It wasn't before, a day or so ago, a week ago, a month ago, but it is now. Okay? Just so you know, I hope that it was helpful to you and that you enjoyed this. Bye for now.